Good evening and welcome to this live event, Activities in Care Homes at What Cost? My name is Hilary Woodhead, I'm NAPA's Executive Director. NAPA is a national charity and we support the care sector to prioritise wellbeing. We promote the importance of activity, arts and engagement in ensuring people live content, connected and creative lives. We champion the role of the activity provider and provide information, advice, resources, practice development tools, as well as professional development opportunities such as qualifications, training programs, webinars and conferences. We are proud to be the Association of Activity Providers here in the UK. And as a charity, we believe that you should be able to have access to the information and resources you need to engage the people you support at no or low cost. Every year we launch a national campaign, and this year the theme is creativity. Our year of creativity has enabled us to focus on developing creative projects, partnerships, training courses and resources. We hope you will find something that interests and inspires you. All of our services are developed with and in response to consultation and feedback with our members, our 3,200 care services who support us in everything we do and who we support to provide activity and engagement. This live event will share free resources to support your practice. We will also be giving away some free tickets tonight to our next concert. The concert will take place on the 8th of August in celebration of Afternoon Tea Week. And once you have a ticket, you and the people you support can watch the concert as many times as you like, whenever you like. So just follow the StreamYard to access your, so Streamcard can access your name, thank you, on Facebook. So that will appear in the chat of how to do that. And we would like you to pop in the word teacup or a little teacup emoji. And then you will be in with a chance of winning some of these concert tickets. So hope that was clear. Jana's going to pop it in the chat just to make it a little bit clearer what you need to do. We are streaming tonight across several platforms. So fingers crossed we don't have any technical hitches. Your comments and questions will be gathered centrally and shared here. So they will appear across the bottom of the screen. And we will do all we can to answer all of those questions live. As you all know, if you are used to using Facebook, the live will appear after the live event. So it will still be on the page for you to watch again and for you to share with your colleagues after the event this evening. So I would like to introduce Natalie Ravenscroft. Natalie is our Wellbeing Support Manager here at NAPA. With a wealth of experience as an activity provider in the care sector. She now works here with us at NAPA and supports activity providers out in the field. So Natalie, can I just ask you to say a little bit about why we're here, why we've decided to do this live event this evening, please?
Yes, sure. Thanks for that, Hilary. Good luck, everyone, in entering for the tickets. We've been seeing recently quite a lot of comments that have come via social media or the support lines, which are support service, around various topics. And many of them are asking, you know, where can we find information to help us as activity providers? Where do people go? And, you know, the responses always do make me smile because the activity provider community is such a great community. They help, they support each other, they give tips, tricks, ideas. But lots of people are wanting kind of a hand kind of tool almost to read, guide the information. And because of this, we started to think about how can we let people know that NAPA ourselves actually have a collection of free resources that's available to non-members. And this is the reason why we've come on live today, this evening, because we want to share, shout, and give you that information.
Brilliant, thank you, Natalie. And I think one of the things that we're really proud of here at NAPA is our collaborative approach, isn't it, Natalie? And we really want to make sure that everything we do with the best interests of our members and all of the kind of care services out there that are, spending time trying their best, really doing the best that they can to support the people that they support. So I think one of the things that you'll hear about this evening is how we've developed those resources in collaboration with partner organisations, some of which our Napa recognised suppliers. You can find out about Napa recognised suppliers on our website from the directory. And other organisations that perhaps are other associations or umbrella organisations, either here in the UK or internationally as well. So we're looking forward to be able to share some of those resources with you. So in terms of a selection of resources, I mean, where do we begin? Would you like to begin with our most recent resource, Natalie? Just tell us a little bit about the toolkit that we have developed together with My Home Life England.
Yes, I think it's important just to share a bit of background as well in relation to Napa, Hilary, around these free resources that we're speaking about today. At Napa, we are activity providers. We have worked in the care sector, and we have that knowledge and experience of what we used to work with. But similarly, we're really fortunate to have professionals and people with lived experiences that advise us when creating these resources. But the main important thing is you guys. We listen to you via a multitude of support services through Napa. As I mentioned before, the support line, emails, the support and share network, which is on the third Monday of every month at 2:00. Absolutely free for anyone to attend. It's a good area to share ideas. And then through Ask Natalie, located in the members digital platform, The Shed. And it's really important that we co-create these resources that don't give you extra tasks. Okay, these are things that people have asked for. Can we have a bit more information on this? And the resource I'm about to launch with first this evening is a fantastic resource that was asked by you about co-creating a culture of engagement and well-being between activity providers and care leaders / home managers. So this toolkit has been developed to support and build on positive working relationships. And the aim is to increase that within your communities. Napa and My Home Life England have two organisations which have similar values, and My Home Life England works with care home leaders, and Napa works with activity providers. So it was a natural partnership to build this resource. So we began by inviting everyone and anyone that works in the care sector to come to 2 round table workshop webinars, and we asked, what works well with you, what are the challenges, some positive practices that works well, and we asked them within a poll what it is they would want from a resource. And some came back and said a video, some said it's really interesting, some said podcasts, some said PDFs. And that's basically what we built in this My Home Life resource. And we followed that on by asking people in Napa's APA group, which is Activity Providers Advisory Group, from our members. And we also asked a couple of people from that working group if they wanted to go on and see the basis of the resource before it was launched. So it's been a real collaborative project, this resource, and we're hoping that you will use it. It might inspire you, and it might start, there are activities in there, but we don't want you to just run away and do everything at once. It's just to maybe start a conversation with your care leaders or care home managers. So that's how the My Home Life resource came about.
And I think it's fair to say, isn't it, that when we're working collaboratively, the collaboration is with the partner organisation, but it is absolutely with the care sector, our care sector colleagues as well. So I think right through that process, and the most recent resource is a great example of that, how you engage with activity providers, how we engaged, with care home managers, but also from our own advisory group, how we engage people with learning disabilities, people living with dementia, and family carers as well. So that collaborative process is something I think that is something to be proud of, and that we really hope informs the resources, the free resources that are then available to the sector. So thank you for outlining that. With that in mind, we also work with sponsors, don't we, as well as partner organisations. Do you want to say a little bit about how we work with sponsors in terms of the calendar, and how that's how we make that free to the sector?
Yes, so if you've not seen the Napa calendar yet, please do go and have a look. The Napa calendar was launched last year based on conversations from activity providers who were asking, what national day is it? What's happening around the world? And it can be sometimes quite overwhelming to think you've got to plan a year's program. You don't want to miss anything. You want it to be really inclusive. So we started looking at how we could support and provide that for you. And the calendar was when you look at the very first one in its early years was really informative, but over that last 12 months has developed. The sponsor for the Napa calendar is Lakeland Dairies, and they are absolutely fantastic. Most of you will know Lakeland Dairies. They are a very strong presence within the care sectors and schools, and they enable us through sponsorship to make this calendar free for anyone. And when I say anyone, the calendar can be used by not only planning, but also the resources that you can pull out of that can be given to family members on a visit. They can be given to night staff to help during evening activities. But the best thing for me, if I was an activity provider still, it would be that if I was going on holiday, the calendar would take that pressure off me having to foresee what activities and what resources people would need to be utilising while I was away. And also a bit of a buffer when I come back.
Yeah, lovely. And I think one of the things that that informed this process was that what we're not saying do it word for word. If that's helpful to you, that's fine. But this is about inspiring you to think creatively. As I said, we're all about creativity here at Napa. So you might want to take an idea and fuse it with another idea. You might need to adapt it to meet the needs of the people that you're supporting. And I think that's really important. It's not necessarily just off the shelf. You can use it off the shelf, but it's about really, and what we're about is building your confidence, building your expertise, so that you can always put your own stamp on it, but most importantly, that you can use this in a person-centered way. What is it that's available within the calendar that will meet the needs of everybody that you work with, or how do you adapt the calendar to be as person-centered as possible? So that's just one of the examples of something you can get on a monthly basis. Usually goes out about 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks before the following month, doesn't it?
Yeah, around about the 10th, and you would normally be alerted by that if you wasn't a Napa member anyway, but normally be alerted by joining Napa News, which we'd love you to sign up to that if you're not, and that alerts you when the calendar's ready, and also in the Facebook groups across Napa's social media as well. But as we mentioned, it has grown, Hilary, been led by you. It's got an outside things to do in your garden, what to plant this time of year, a nature journal, and then it's also got the studio. It's Napa's Year of Creativity, and it's got 6 poems for this month and 6 videos to watch and 6 songs to listen to. It's really interactive, and the best use way of it is online, but it's also printable if you need it. There's lots of links throughout.
Yeah, and I think something else that we've put a lot of effort and time into in terms of all of our resources, but I think particularly in the calendar, is that we really want it to be an inclusive resource. Yes. So we try as much as we possibly can to make sure that it reflects the interests of a wide range of people. That includes staff, but also the people that you're supporting. So if you see in the calendar that we've missed a date or a religious observation, a celebration, please let us know. And if you have an activity idea that you'd like to see in the calendar, please share it with us. We would love that. We would absolutely love that to be as collaborative an approach as possible, but also to make sure that it's really, really inclusive. And then we have a range of other resources over the last few months. We won't go back too far, but you'll be able to see that we've got a range of resources available to you, particularly around creativity. So a couple of weeks ago, we launched our creative dance resource. This has been developed with our partners, the Blair Academy. The Blair Academy are hip hop dancers that work with care homes to help care homes think differently and creatively about the use of dance to support physical activity. As some of you will know, last year, our national campaign was the year of moving and grooving. And we really learned a lot in our year of moving and grooving about the importance of everyday physical activity. How can we integrate physical well-being into our well-being programs? And so the Blair Academy have really helped us think creatively and differently about what movement and physical activity can look like. So that's just another example. It's a really in-depth resource full of ideas and top tips to get you thinking about physical activity in a creative way. We've also worked this year with Vegetarian for Life and created a resource that was specifically for National Vegetarian Week, but actually is relevant in supporting anybody with a plant-based diet in your care service, whether that is celebrating the different diets of the staff team or the people you're supporting, multidisciplinary team members that are visiting, people in your local community. How do we really make sure that everybody is included? And we know, don't we, Natalie, that food-based activities play a really big role in activity provision. So we really wanted to make sure that we dedicated some resource and some time to developing this. And Vegetarian for Life, a fantastic charity. They can come and deliver training, give you lots of information about how to support your residents, the people that might be thinking about supporting in the future as generations change. But also, how do we celebrate those different diets and how do we integrate those into our activity planning for individuals? So that's a really great resource, and I loved reading that. As a vegetarian, I learned a lot about what I should and could be doing that I'm not from that resource.
And it's also it's also a great way to connect with your catering teams. You know, we are continuously promoting working with all different departments within your care services, you know, going to your catering teams with this resource and looking at how you can work on that together through an activity, or even if you're doing a Zumba class or a yoga class, thinking about hydration stations at the end. This will really inspire that creative approach and working relationships. So take it to your catering teams and see what they think as well.
Absolutely. I think that's a brilliant point. And there's even, that reminds me actually, there's even quite a lot of information in here about personal care and plant-based products for personal care. Shower gels, soaps, how do you make, the activities that we always say at NAPA are really important around spending time enabling people to, improve their self-esteem through their personal care. So how do we make that as inclusive as possible as well, and making sure that we're using the right products? So, again, it's you might think, oh, this is about food, but actually there's lots of information in there about a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle, which of course impacts on other parts of people's life, not just on the food they eat. So it's a really interesting resource for you to have a look at. One of the things we get asked about a lot at NAPA, and have done for many years, is the good old quiz. Now, we all love a quiz, but we know that quizzes can be problematic in terms of that inclusive approach. So we were very lucky to work with Quizmaster Michael Perry, who enabled us to share many resources, quiz resources, and there are thousands available. We just pulled 25 out and were able, again, with the kind support this time of Inspired Inspirations, one of our partner organisations, we were able to make this available to the sector for free. So, again, you can use this, you can adapt it, you can add to it, take questions out, add other things. There's lots of visual prompts in there as well, perhaps for people who require visual prompts for quizzes. But there's no escaping it. We love a quiz, and activity providers often come to us and say, we really want to get this right, but we know that actually there are lots of ways to get it wrong if we don't think about it in an inclusive way. So we're very proud of this resource. Have a look at it, and we'd love to do a volume 2 if people are interested. Again, if you've got quizzes that you'd like us to share, let us know. If you want them to think about how to adapt them, give Natalie a ring on the support line and we can help you with that. And the other resource that I just want to mention before we kind of move on to questions, really, there's 2 more to mention. The next one is sensory activities. Now, we know that many of you are working with people with complex care and support needs, people who are cared for in bed, perhaps people who are nearing end of life. And so we were getting a lot of calls into the support line, particularly during lockdown, actually, about how do we support people in their own rooms? How do we support people perhaps who are no longer able to enjoy activities in a group setting? And this has been a recurring question really for NAPA. So we spent quite a bit of time thinking about what's in our archive, what do we need to develop fresh to really help activity providers again think creatively, because it's not just common sense about sensory engagement and all the many and varied different things that need to be in place to ensure somebody is encouraged to be engaged in activities, but that they are appropriate for them where they are in terms of their sensory needs. So again, really proud of this resource. OM Interactive helped us to develop this one. Have a look at it. Again, it's a great starting point if you've just started working with people perhaps who have advanced dementia, as I said, people perhaps who have impaired communication and sensory issues. There's lots and lots of information in there that will help you. And the last one, sorry, Natalie, yes, please.
I was just going to say, I just love that image. It always makes me smile. You know, you're absolutely right, Hilary. One of the biggest questions, and we see it across social media as well. You know, what can I do for a sensory session? You know, how can I engage people? Where can I find this? What is the best way practice that I can, put forward? We've had quite a bit of feedback from this resource as well, and it is continuously being downloaded. So go and check it out. Like Hilary said, if you're a new AP, if you're new and you don't know where to start, because we're not all experts in the field, that's what these resources are here for. Go and have a look at it. I love that picture.
It's a great picture. It's a great picture, isn't it? And just finally, we always like a celebration here at NAPA. So My Life TV helped us develop this resource, sponsored it so we could get it out as far and wide. And we really needed a party, didn't we? And it really helped us think about how we can re-engage with the community, how we can begin to celebrate again. So celebrations and events. Lots in here around risk assessment and planning and some of the really practical kind of the do's and don'ts really. How do we make sure that a celebration or an event is as successful as possible? So yeah, they're all available to you. You can access all of those and we'll make sure that you have access to those as we go along. So just a reminder about the competition, please put your little emoji in the chat or the word teacup, and we will get to you as soon as we can to find out who the winners are of the concert ticket. So what's next, Natalie? Do you want to tell us a little bit about the other resources that are available to members?
Sorry, a little problem on networks is I'm on mute. So yes, we have a number of resources that happen to also be in the members only area, but we have a couple of free ones that are also coming up soon, which is afternoon tea week. The web page is now live on the website, so do go and have a look. And we all need ideas for afternoon tea week. I think sometimes we can get a bit stuck in just thinking it's an afternoon tea, but there's lots of things in this pack that are going to inspire you. There's conversation cards, there's plenty of stuff. And then I'm just noticing that Gianna's put some extra ones up here as well. We've got the Get Creative packs, so wellbeing and creativity, summer packs, floral, picnic months. It just goes on and on, Hilary. We haven't got enough time in the world to...
No, there's just some examples there, aren't there, of kind of I suppose what else is available through NAPA, particularly in terms of resources, and that's our focus for this evening. Yeah. I can see that there are some questions coming in now, so we can go to the questions rather than looking at the resources. That would be fantastic. Are they coming in? Not a question, but a comment I have here from Sarah. So this says, thank you so much for all the Jubilee stuff you provided. So Jubilee was a big deal, wasn't it? A really big deal. Honestly, I would have been lost without it. You could have covered everything. Isn't that lovely? And what's next? So you've just mentioned Afternoon Tea Week. Afternoon Tea Week is the 8th to the 16th of August. We have developed a specialist webpage. So if you pop over to the NAPA website under Get Involved, there's a dedicated webpage all about Afternoon Tea Week and all of the resources that you can access on there. If you don't win a ticket, you can buy one for the concert, but also there are lots of resources coming that we are developing with Lakeland Dairies around afternoon tea, and they will all be available again across the sector, totally free to access from next week. So keep in touch with us, keep coming back to the website, and you'll be able to download those really, really soon.
And just touching on the Jubilee resource, Hilary, we just wanted to give a special mention and thanks to Unilever, who are the kind sponsors of our Jubilee pack. We've really thoroughly enjoyed all your pictures and everyone that entered the competition. Congratulations. You know, we know a lot of effort went into all your planning, and it was really emotional. I think some of the judges were really touched at the community engagement that you delivered with that. And also in that pack was the Free Walls 100-year celebration ice cream pack from Unilever itself. So again, that's a free resource in there. They're just coming.
100 years of Walls. That, you know, I've been eating Walls ice cream for a long time, but I wasn't aware that it was quite 100 years old until very recently. So yes, some really lovely summary resources available there. With thanks to again for anybody to access. With thanks to Unilever. And just the other thing that you mentioned, which I thought was worth kind of celebrating a little bit, was the challenge, was the Jubilee Care Home of the Year. We were delighted. Thank you to everybody. If there are people here who entered the competition, thank you, because it caused us some, you know, it took us a while to pick a winner, and the winner won £1,000 for their care home to spend on activity provision. Just amazing to hear everything that you did in support of the Jubilee. So thank you to everybody. So thank you for mentioning that. So we've got another one here. This is from Emma Swales. Bearing in mind the current heat wave, are there any resources that would help relieve the heat and humidity within activities? That's brilliant, Emma. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. There are particular July and August calendars. There are lots of ideas in there, but we've also reissued our hydration top tips and various activities that were relevant over the weekend. And we did on social media just the weekend just gone. We were really celebrating the summer activities that everybody was sharing. But also, of course, reminding everybody to stay safe. So it's very, very important. I'm sat here with my fan and my glass of water, and I haven't gone anywhere very far without this today. A good old fashioned fan. Look at Natalie laughing at me. But it's really, really important, isn't it, that we enjoy the summer and we enjoy those summer activities. And there are thousands activities available to you that will help you think creatively about how to enjoy the weather, but also keep people safe. The August calendar's got lots in there as well, but we've also been putting out in Napa News and across social media lots of other activities over the last few days, and we'll continue to do so over the next few days as well, Emma. So I hope that's helpful to you. Another question. So this one is from Carol. It's interesting. There seems to be lots of organisations providing activity resources. What makes Napa different? Well, there are many organisations doing really, really important and lovely work. And we work wherever we can, we work with them and we embrace what they're up to and share their ideas and their resources, and hope they will share our ideas and resources as well. And many of those are Napa recognised suppliers. So, you know, that's always a good place to start is, you know, who do Napa endorse in terms of their resources and their kind of approach to activity and engagement. What makes us different? I suppose what makes us different is we've been at it a long time. This is our 25th year. We've all been activity providers ourselves, all of the team, whether that is the internal team or our associate consultants and trainers and members of staff that help us, right through to our proofreader, have all been activity providers and worked in the field. So we've done the job and we understand the challenges, but we also know the difference what we do can make to people's lives. And of course, we are a charity. So everything we do as at no or low cost through our membership, but also through fundraising. And we work with research organisations, with universities, with other partner organisations, national associations, to be able to lead on projects around best practice. And that generates some income for us to be able to provide as much as we can for free or at low cost. So I think whilst we're really keen to work with all of those organisations and support what they do, I think it is fair to say that we're not a commercial organisation. We're here to do this the best that we can to support you to do the best that you can. Natalie, would you like to add anything to that question?
I think, as you just said, Hilary, without having the experience, I worked right through the pandemic as an activity provider, and then sometimes, I feel that relationship there, that what we are creating, what we are offering, is not only co-created and led by majority of APs, but also our advisors and ourselves. It's also, we don't want to put work on you. We want to try and make your job as easy as possible. Yeah, we want to share our knowledge and our experience, just like when you're asking these support groups, just like when you ring the support line or the support network, support share network. We want to help you. We don't want to give you added stress or added work or stuff that's not going to help. So I think all that combined, what makes us different is it's you. You're making us different. We're not different. You're leading with NAPA.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that, Natalie. And I think for me personally, my first job in social care was as an activity provider, and 30 years later, I end up here at NAPA. So it's absolutely run straight through me like Blackpool Rock, and I feel that that is hopefully that's a message that we put out to the world, really, in terms of why are we in this, what's it about really for us, for NAPA, but also for the organisations and the individuals that we support, is really about making that difference. So thank you for that question, and thank you to all our partner organisations, all those other organisations that develop resources that support you in your practice to do the work that you do. We absolutely embrace all these different ways to support you out there in the field. So thank you for that question. And then we've got another one here. Oh, from group member. Oh, that means somebody that's already in our group. Brilliant. I have used the Creative Dance resource and it's amazing. Thank you very much. Really got us doing something different to armchair exercise. Yeah. Do you have anything for the future for people cared for in bed? Okay, so this is very much about physical activity. So as I mentioned last year, we had our whole year's campaign was around moving and grooving, and we've taken what we've learned from that into our resources, but also in terms of our training offer. So about 2.5 years ago now, just before everything changed in terms of face-to-face training delivery, we actually were very fortunate to be gifted a physical activity program called Revitalise, by the Revitalise founders, Zoe and Tony Duke. And we have reviewed and refreshed all of the materials and made sure they're appropriate and fit for purpose for now. And we have relaunched Revitalise as a training program. And Revitalise is not about exercise, it's about how you integrate physical activity into everything that you do when you are supporting people, whether that's getting them up in the morning, whether that's the bingo session, whether that's the quiz, right through to working with people one-to-one who are cared for in bed. And that's those very, very gentle, small things that we can do every day that can actually make a really important difference. So if you want to know more about Revitalise, please get in touch with us. We are very, very happy to talk to you about how we can support you to develop your skills to provide seated physical activity or physical activity for people who are cared for in bed. So thank you for that question. That's actually very timely. So thank you for that. Wow, another question. There's lots of questions, Natalie, isn't there? This is from Shaya. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I am a NAPA member and I love the everyday articles in the shed. How do you choose people to write articles? Can anyone write one? Okay, Natalie, do you want to say a little bit about NAPA Everyday and what it is and how we select articles?
Yes, of course. So the NAPA Everyday, many of you will remember the NAPA magazine. and we're very responsive here at NAPA. You know, we listen to what you want and what you say. And I always remember getting a NAPA magazine and being so excited it was arriving. But the time period in between that, you know, I could have easily had one every week. Anyway, we ended up with one every single day. So we love you to write. We love you to come along and provide and shout and share about what you're doing. Do you need to be an expert in writing an article? Not at all. You know, even if you just provide us with a little bit of, I did this, it was fun, here's a little quote, here's a picture with consent, you know, then we can help you with that. And we can also give you guided questions to support you. And, you know, that all goes through Gianna. She's our comms and fundraising manager here at NAPA. And you can go into the Shared as a member and you can read and access all them tips, articles, blogs, anything and everything. It's written by you. We want your voice.
Absolutely. I couldn't echo that, you know, anymore. I just think it's really important that we keep sharing what you're doing. And, you know, you are the experts, you're doing it every day, and we're here to share best practice. So please do drop us a line if you have an idea. You can even talk through it, your idea, do a vlog even. It doesn't even have to be a written article. And share what you've been up to, and the challenges too, the things that you're finding difficult, because you can bet your life you're not the only one experiencing that challenge. So put the challenge out there, you know, get other people's viewpoints, and yeah, we would love to hear, Shaya, from you on that. This one's from Niv. All our residents have dementia. The calendar isn't suitable for any of them. Do you have any resources that I can use? Okay, so I'm going to just say something quickly and then I'll hand over to Natalie, because Natalie, you know, the calendar is something that Natalie created and develops on a monthly basis. But what I would say is that all of our resources can be adapted to meet the needs of the people you support, and that includes people with dementia. So and that's really important to us. That's my background, is as a dementia specialist worker. But it is actually the background of the majority of people who also work at NAPA. So we are very keen to make sure that you have what you need to be able to adapt activities to meet individual needs. So if you can't quite work out how to use an activity that's in the calendar with someone with dementia, please let us know. Please ring the support line, again, free phone line, drop us a line and Natalie will talk through that with you. And one of the other things that we're really keen to do is to support activity providers to use the PAL instrument, the pool activity level, which really helps you think about the individual needs of people living with dementia and how to meet them in terms of activity and engagement. So we have, and that's available for free to all activity providers with the support of QCS. So again, if you need some help thinking about how to adapt activities, we also have lots of training courses that help with that, but that practice development tool is there for you to access as well. Natalie, do you want to add anything to the dementia specialist resource question?
Just very quickly, it is a question that comes through the support line so much. You know, what resources dementia friendly? You know, what can I use? And it is always about approach. Now we have lots of training days on these. You can go over on the Eventbrite page. We can talk through approach and person-centered life history, reminiscence. We can go through all that, and it is about adapting to suit your individuals. What we're providing in that calendar is just the foundation. How you get creative with that, because you know your individuals, I don't. You know, we don't know them at NAPA. And there's just two things that I would like to say. One was a meeting that was in this morning with the Every Corner Network through Arts in Care Homes. It's a monthly online session where we could discuss arts. It's free, come along. And you know, there was a lady in there who'll be speaking in August, and she said, you know, before she was living with dementia, she was never creative, and now she is. And please don't feel that she can't do anything, because she actually can. She wants to learn. She might not remember what she's learned, but she will remember enjoying it. And then the second thing is, you've just been talking about the PAL instrument tool. Jackie Poole, I love Jackie Poole. And she made a comment once that has now stuck with me forever. And, you know, we might assume that someone can't go outside and do physical gardening anymore. But she said, you know, you can take that bud of that lavender and put that in someone's hand, crush it, and they can smell it. And that is still a form of gardening. So I think it's about how you look at it, how you approach it, and know your individuals and their life history.
Brilliant, absolutely. I think that's a really, I remember that story too, and it stayed with me. And she's a great storyteller, is Jackie. But you are absolutely right. We need to just think. It's about the creative thinking, isn't it? The creative approach as well as the creative activity. Actually, it's both those things. They're the ingredients for to make this absolutely successful. Okay, so we do, and we also have, just a reminder. Actually, we do also have some resources that are absolutely focused on the needs of people with dementia, such as our dementia engagement resource. Again, that's another resource that we can make available to you. So just get in touch and we're more than happy to get that over to you, Liv. So Charlie, I was at the Support and Share Network yesterday. Oh, hi Charlie. It was my first time and it was fantastic. Honestly, it was so nice to connect with other activity coordinators. Thank you,
Charlie. It was lovely to see you. I do remember you as well. Yeah, come along to the Support and Share Network on the third Monday of every month at 2 o'clock. I'll say it again. It's a private, confidential space. We're on Zoom. It's me and Sue that run the Support and Share Network. It came off the back of an Isolated Not Lonely project that was launched throughout the pandemic to be able APs to, have a safe space to share ideas, but also in a safe environment, talk about the challenges and the barriers that we face and how we can work around them. So come along, it's free. Again, back to NAPA's Eventbrite page and book your tickets.
Absolutely, and that's growing all the time, isn't it? And I think what's really important about that particular network, and that was what we wanted right from the beginning, is that of course we get people who come every month, but it's this is your forum, and if you can't, if you just want to pop in and say hi, to connect with other activity providers, that's absolutely fine too. We really want to make this a safe space for you, and it's evolving and developing all the time. Is that all the questions? Oh no, we've got another one. So this all sounds great. This is I think anonymous. This all sounds great, but I've heard the membership's really expensive. We have a small budget, cannot afford. Okay, do you offer a discount? Well, there are a couple of things in here for you. So first of all, you can become a subscriber, which means that's completely free. You subscribe to NAPA News and you get all of these resources regardless. Or you become a NAPA member and you get all the free resources and NAPA News, but you also get access to everything that's available to members. And that, the membership costs, I'm not sure where you've got that from, but the membership, if you were to pay it monthly, so we pay it yearly, actually is £6.50 a month. So £6.50 a month for the whole care home, for the whole care service. And every single member of staff in that care service can access free induction training, everything that's in the Shed. That's our digital platform. So thousands of practice development tools and benefits. Look, there's the Shed. Every activity provider needs to visit. So yes, please challenge that it's expensive. As I said, we're all about making this affordable, and actually it's more like an admin fee. So you pay that once for the whole year, but it works out if you're trying to work it out on a monthly basis because you've got a monthly budget. I can appreciate that for your first year works out at £6.50 a month, and after that £5.50 a month actually goes down in your second year. So it's about, I think that equates to about 17 pence, 18 pence a day to be an NAPA member.
Yeah, I think it was.
And as I said, that's every member of staff in your care home, not per care member of staff. Yeah. Sorry, Natalie.
Can I plug our live code, please? So if you're watching this, we have an offer on with the NAPA membership. For £74, it's if you just fill in a membership inquiry form and put in the code LIVE25, that will give you the £74 for the year, and it does work out about 20 or 17p a day. I mean, you've got 24 hour access into the Shed, and it's not just for you guys as the APs, it's also for your care teams, your admin. Share it around your care teams, the night teams. The access is there. Anything you see that's missing, we'd love to hear from you.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, Natalie. I'm really aware that we've got about a minute left on our 45-minute slot, so we will wrap up. But thank you all very much for being here. We hope we got through as many of the questions as possible. Elizabeth says, I have no budget, and that is a massive issue, Elizabeth. Please call us and give Natalie a ring, because we must prioritise well-being. It absolutely must be a priority in every single setting that you work in, and you need to have a budget to support people, even if it's a little one. So please get in touch with Natalie, and she'll be able to talk you through how to talk to your manager about that, and to support you to have those conversations, really. So everything we do, as we've said, our approaches are inclusive. It's very much about making sure that people have something to do that is meaningful for them, that they spend their time in a way that is as person-centered as possible and as creative as possible. If you need support to create person-centered activity programs, to think about individual activity plans, please drop us a line, please get in touch, please join Napa News. That's, as we said, that's easy to do, and we can stay in touch with you. So I'm hoping, Natalie, do you know if we have some winners for concerts?
I'm not too sure at the moment, because I'm not live online. I don't know if Jana can pop in a chat to us and let us know. But while we're just waiting for that, I just want to mention two things very, very quickly. One is a little plug for Napa merch. If you're an activity provider, an activity team, please head over to the Napa website. We have launched a whole merch range. I'm talking water bottles, coasters, bags, hats, phone cases, you name it, and they're all themed. It's about, I can't believe I'm saying this because it excites us, but we have about 8 in the range. There's something to suit everyone. So if it's someone's birthday, or you just want to give a little thank you for your team, please do go over and have a look at that. And then also, lastly, just while we're waiting for Jana, the whole purpose of this really is the professionalization of your role. And at Napa, we have a lot of opportunities. I know this is about free resources, but I feel like I'd come off and be kicking myself if I didn't explain to you that there is training opportunities within Napa. We encourage you to go over to the website and have a look. Yes, you can be a professional in this kind of role. We want you to professionalize yourself. We definitely advocate it. So go and have a look. There is a whole PDF that you can print off, and it talks you through that professional development process.
Excellent. And we have the winners in. Thank you. Gemma in the background, quickly trying to randomly select the winners. So congratulations to our live winners. Emma Swales, Terry Akins, Swan House, Michelle Monroe, and Elizabeth Wright. So you have all won a concert ticket for our afternoon tea concert. So please drop us a message to claim your prize. So if you'd like to email us at communications@napa-activities.co.uk, and we will get that sorted for you ASAP. So thank you for joining us. We hope you will come back. We're having another live, hopefully next Tuesday. We're going to be looking at in more detail, again, at your request, at the request of our support group members, individual activity plans, planners, and monthly calendars. So if you'd like to join us, then we'd love to see you, but we would like to know what time is best for you. So as everything is about what you need. So if you could, we're going to launch a poll. It might already be in the groups, actually. If you wouldn't mind telling us what time works best for you. This is a good time for us. So was it good for you? We'll try to make sure that we put on live events at different times of the day to catch people at the best times for them. That would be fantastic. But for now, it's almost 10 to 8. Blimey, we got through the day, the hottest day ever, I think, in the UK. Stay hydrated, everybody. Look after yourselves, and we will see you next time. Thank you all very, very much. And bye for now. Thanks, Natalie. Bye-bye.